Welcome back, fellow fans of Clash of Clans, or if it's your first time here, thank you so much for stopping by to check out some more 300 troop raids. And now I was thinking, you know, these are kind of getting a little bit commonplace. So what? You can put 300 troops down and wipe somebody out. Well, not really somebody. You're not wiping anybody out on a developer build, but why not see how many troops we could get down? Let's not stop at 300. Let's keep deploying as long as we possibly can and see what happens. So I figured I would go after Hefe here, the pretend Hefe Town Hall 11, and dropping 300 wall breakers to begin with, just to go ahead and open up the base, you know, get ready for the funneling of the other troops, try to get some of these big pesky level 11 walls out of the way. So eventually we get down to where we have about 300 wall breakers deployed. You can see it does take a while. There it is. All right, so we've got 300 wall breakers down, and we've got, well, about 25% of this guy's walls down, and 4% of the structures just from collateral damage. But of course, there's more to come. We've got maxed out wizards, and we've got 300 of them coming from the top left. Not going to go with any sort of tanky unit. Let's go ahead and let the wizards get wiped out and see just how far they can go as they carpet this village coming from the top left. Once again, as we're used to, splash damage absolutely annihilating dozens, if not hundreds and hundreds of wizards. Those wizard towers don't seem that intimidating until you see just how much damage they can do when these guys are grouped up so tightly. So there they go, on their way towards the center, but once again, we're just barely going to grab the first star for 50%, and the wizards now trying to get to that town hall, but the Inferno Tower is working on them and not quite able to stop them. So the wizards get the second star, but that's not enough. 2 stars don't win. Okay, 2 stars win attacks that, you know what I'm saying. All right, let's try for our 3rd star. Let's drop some more units down. Let's go ahead and let's see, what haven't we done yet? Well, we'll go over here on the left-hand side and maybe set down some healers. Just in case somebody needs some healing, we'll put a few healers down in the corner here, and they can be kind of lying in wait, just in case any units that we drop on the screen need a little help. So let's go ahead and put 300 healers down. So we're up to about 900 units on the battlefield, and we know, of course, healers have diminishing returns, so obviously not a lot of those healers are going to do well. But let's see, what else would go well with healers? Okay, what wouldn't go well with healers? Goblins! Yes, let's go ahead and drop goblins, and here come the healers! They are running to the rescue, and of course goblins so low in hit points, even at level 7, aren't going to do very well against these maxed out defenses. But we are now up to almost 1,200 units dropped on the battlefield, just getting the last of the goblins down on the map. There it is. All right, so that's 1,200 units deployed, and I still can't 3-star. So probably a Galadon specific thing, the ability to drop over 1,000 units on the battlefield and still fail to 3-star a village. You can see goblins not doing well, being healed by the healers. Healers also getting wiped out, and time is running out because we've only got 3 minutes to attack. So this attack is going to be over, and we only got 74% damage. The healers desperately want to heal somebody, but there's nobody left. All right, so 1,200 units down and not 3 stars, but we can do better. Let's see if we can't fail better than that. Fail to try. Don't try to fail. You fail to try to fail to try to fail. All right, here we go once again. It's Hefe again, going to get victimized by at least 1,200 units. Let's drop more this time, but let's start out with somebody a little bit different. Let's go ahead. Everybody likes Barch, right? Barbarians and archers. So let's go ahead and drop archers first. And a pretty standard, we're going to barch the outside of this base, dropping in about, oh, say, what do you know, 300 archers and barbarians. Let's mix it up a little bit, try to get some of the barbs in there to tank for the archers, and eventually we will get 600 barch units down, and they're doing a pretty good job. Not too bad getting rained down by all of those different defenses, but we finally got all of the barbarians down. Now it's just a matter of finishing off the last 200 archers to join them in from behind. Now, of course, the barbarians, they're going down so quickly that they're out of the way for the most part before the archers have even worked their way in. But the barch attack has gotten 35% or so damage on this village, so 300 units, 36% damage. Do the math there. Not a great ratio, but let's continue. Okay, so the theme so far today has been small units, so let's keep it up with goblins, and let's just send them in 2 big giant streams And of course, they're not going to do very well, especially as they bunch up against the walls. The Eagle Artillery is just going to wipe them out. And quickly, we will be up to 900 troops deployed without even getting a single star at this point, as the last of the goblins go in and go out just like they came in. But let's move on. Okay, so that's 900 troops. There is a star, so the goblins did eventually get the town hall. But let's go ahead and clear some of these walls out of the way once again before we send the rest of the units in. Don't want them to have to worry about the walls. Want them to get right in there and see maybe can we grab a few more percentage points from collateral damage, still at 43% as the 300 wall breakers work their way in. Most of the structures were already out of the way, so there wasn't much for them to do. And in fact, 300 wall breakers, one building, is the final tally. So the goblins are down, and we've got 1,200 units deployed, but let's keep going. I love the way the healers look when you drop them and there's nothing to heal. So let's go ahead and send the healers in first until we've got all 300 down on the outside. Of course, the Eagle Artillery will continue to work on them, even though they're way out on the edge of this village. Eventually, it's interesting to see how it just seems to target another random spot where the healers are. I don't know if that one happened to be the closest right there, but let's send in a unit they can't heal. That makes sense. 300 minions on their way in, just carpeting the battlefield. All sorts of minions moving in, 100 to go, just about done, and the Eagle Artillery still focusing on the larger units. They do grab the second star, but we are running out of time. Only 20 seconds remain, and the last of the minions are hitting the battlefield. Let's go ahead and grab a few more units and send them down before time runs out. I am thinking probably dragons. We haven't tried dragons yet. Here they come. A bunch of maxed out dragons, getting as many as we can down on the battlefield as time runs out. 5 seconds are remaining. 200 dragons, 150 dragons to go, and the battle is going to end. Dragons everywhere. Healers, dragons, and there it is. A Galafale of epic proportions when 1,957 troops can't 3-star. But we're not done. No, let's see how many troops we can fail to 3-star with one more time. This time, you'll notice we are going after a Town Hall 9 and with mostly level 1 troops. So little itty-bitty giants, that's a bit of a contradiction in terms. Itty-bitty giants, and they are not doing so well going up against the higher level walls. So we've got to give them help. Those poor 300 giants, of course they need 300 wall breakers to help them gain access to the center of this village. So we'll kind of send them in a tight group here. They are only level 1 wall breakers after all, so it takes a lot of them to get through one of these big walls. But eventually, we will get all 100, 200, 300 wall breakers down, trying to help out the giants on the bottom right. Most of the giants have already died by the time the walls go down. But there it is, the 300 wall breakers are down, so we've got 600 units deployed so far in this battle for a whopping 7% damage. That's got to be some sort of record. All right, so let's go ahead and move on and find another troop to win or whatever with. We've got Barbarians, another 300 Barbarians, and this time just kind of focusing on the left-hand side. We won't ring the whole base like we would with a big 600 barge attack. We dropped the 300 barbs in on the left-hand side, and level 2 Barbarians this time, mind you, not just level 1. These are these big, massive, strong level 2 barbs. All right, and there they go, dying en masse to the splash damage, and the archers trying to help them out. Again, too little, too late. 100 archers going down, 200 more to go, and we will be up to 1,200 units deployed on the battlefield. Once again, low-level units up against a Town Hall 9. Not working out so well, but we are up to about 25% damage. Last of the archers go down, and now it is the goblins' turn again. Once again, level 2 goblins, not going to do so well, headed after those storages, mines, and collectors. And we will eventually be down to no more goblins left. And when we are, that will be 1,500 troops on the battlefield. Less than a minute left, though. So we've got to try to get another, we've got to at least break 2,000 this time. So as we start in on minions, I'm counting on you guys to give me some brilliant ideas. What would you like to see? We obviously saw the Hog Riders going after the giant bombs, 300 Hog Riders dying at once. We sent in 300 Lava Hounds after the air defenses and sent them all in a big row as well. What else can we do, you guys? The sky is the limit here with this build. We can set up just about any village any way we want and drop in the troops as we send in 300 wizards this time running out. Again, you guys can probably come up with better ideas than I do, so let me know down below. And if I use your idea, I will try to give you a shout out in a future video. So time is running out, less than 10 seconds remain as we've got every last wizard down. Time for the level 1 balloons, but we don't get many this time. The balloons, the air troops, will have to wait for a future episode as this one wraps up with just over 2,000 troops on the battlefield, failing to grab a 3-star win. So once again, you guys, let me know what else you would like to see. Thank you so much for sticking around all the way to the end of this Comic Relief Clash of Clans episode as we take a break from the trophy grinding, farming, and war attacking to see how many units we could drop on the battlefield at once. As always, I appreciate your guys' time, and I hope to see you back here again tomorrow for more full attacks.
Galadon, come on! It's time for 300 Valley Cries! Make it 3,000! 300, make it 17,000!